Did you know that an average child in the UK can catch up to 8 colds in a year, and for some children, even more? This means almost an entire school year feels like a cycle of colds, coughs, and runny noses. For parents, this is really exhausting.
Hello, my name is Alexander Plowski and I am the lead nutritional scientist at elénzia.
Hi, my name is God's Favor Ogifo, and I'm the nutritional research scientist at elénzia.
So God's favour, it's the start of September, back to school, kids are going to be starting to get ill all the time, and I'm someone who used to get ill recurrently, several times a year, and it was just frustrating. You miss out on so many things at school, and I just think it just affects your development. Can you talk a little bit about why that is the case? Why do especially younger kids get ill so often?
Think of the immune system like a school with children at the lower grade. So as they get older, their system learns how to fight off infections better. Adults have already been exposed to these pathogens, and each encounter leaves behind what we call memory B cells and T cells. Children, however, are immunologically naive. So children get sick more often because of their immature immune system. Also, they are more exposed. School is like a germ sharing hub. That is why we encounter more of these infections the moment they go back to school. And also, children are less likely to have good hygiene.
That makes a lot of sense, God's favour. And when we look at the data, what we can see is that those younger children in the 3 to 6 age category can actually face up to 8 illnesses a year. That's just constant. I bet that's awful, not only for the child, but also for their parent as well. And then we look at those slightly older children, and they tend to have slightly fewer infections.
So I always imagine the impact on parents. So it's missed school days for the kids, missed work days for the parents. Siblings can also catch the infection in home. In fact, it's a burden on the entire family. So how do you think we can support families going through this series of recurrent respiratory tract infections?
Well, I wish I knew about this when I was younger, because it would have been a huge help, not only to me, but to my family as well. And the answer, yet again, is found in nature. And we know of a product, and we have a product called Imunoglukan. And it harnesses these molecules called beta glucans, which are extracted from an oyster mushroom. And that has been used in the Imunoglukan liquid formula that is available for kids. I think what's amazing about the product is that it was under development for 20 years. And in that time, they did 6 very high quality clinical trials with over 1,500 kids. I think it was like 1,600 children were actually involved in those studies. So there's a lot of evidence behind it showing how effective it is at supporting the immune system. And it does so in a really, really safe way. It doesn't have any interactions with any drugs in the body. And what it does is those beta glucans, those molecules, when it's taken, when it's consumed, interact with some cells in the gut, and that stimulates a trained immune response, like that thing that we've been discussing just now. And what that really helps to do is to prepare the children's immune system for when they get exposed to all of those pathogens that are just bombarding them when they go back to school. And I think it's really important to take it, during that time period, especially during winter as well, when your immune system starts to struggle as well, and you do start to pick up all them colds and flus that can, really be a pain for them. So I think what's amazing is the fact that the product has sold over 20 million bottles already, and largely in Europe. It's actually sold through pediatricians and through pharmacists and through doctors. And I think that's really telling because what we have is trusted professionals like these pediatricians using this product effectively in their communities to support those children who need that extra support when it comes to their immune system. So I think it really is a unique and powerful tool that parents all over the world can take advantage of to support their child's immunological development.
That's very interesting. The first time I came across Imunoglukan, I was really fascinated by the science behind it. And elénzia is proud to introduce Imunoglukan to the UK. And with that, we will be conducting a childhood immunity study with Imunoglukan. So this means we'll be offering Imunoglukan free of charge to parents with children that suffer from these recurrent respiratory tract infections, cold, coughs, earaches, you name it. You know what your children go through. It's going to be a 5 months long study. The first 2 months will be just for you to log in your child's status of health for us to establish a baseline for your child. And the next 3 months, we will deliver to you a 3 month supply of immunoglucan, which you will administer to your child and continue logging onto the app.
That sounds like a really eye-opening study, not only for the parents who get to track and understand their child's health over time, and then they get to see in real time how the supplement actually impacts their child's health and then their quality of life themselves. So, who can get involved in this kind of trial?
If you have a child aged between 4 to 11 that suffers from recurrent respiratory tract infections, they are eligible to participate. And you can find out if you're eligible by clicking on the link below to check your eligibility.
Okay, so what are the kinds of rewards that people can expect for participation in this study?
There are loads of exciting rewards for parents, including a £500 Selfridges vouchers, £1,000 Virgin Experience Days vouchers, £100 John Lewis vouchers, £50 M&S vouchers. Like you name it, loads of exciting rewards to be won. And most importantly, there is a potential for you to help your child and families everywhere suffering from recurrent respiratory tract infections.
Imunoglukan has already been part of several high quality clinical trials. Has this study been ethically reviewed?
Yes, this study has been reviewed and approved by the Reading Independent Ethical Committee, and they've signed it off as safe to be carried out in the UK.
So, where do people go if they want a little bit more information about the trial or about the product itself?
Yes, email us at info@ingredientsforlife.co.uk and we'll get back to you as quickly as possible.